Chasing Fire, Lily and 50 Truths of the Rocket Age. I met Lily on a wind-stung afternoon at the city library, her notebook open like a compass rose, pages cluttered with sketches of fins, nozzles, and stars. She never told me her age, only that she loved discoveries the way other people loved weather, something to chase, measure, and understand. So when she decided to trace the entire history of rocketry, from black powder to Mars landers, I followed. She didn't collect facts like stamps. She hunted them like fireflies, each one a small light leading to the next. What follows is her journey, and mine beside her, told in 50 moments that built the road to space. 1. Lily's first note read, "It begins with fire and salt." In 9th century China, alchemists mixing saltpeter, charcoal, and sulfur for elixirs stumbled into gunpowder. They called it hui yao, fire medicine. She underlined medicine twice. Even the most dangerous tools start as healing, she said. 2. By 904 AD, the Chinese were attaching bamboo tubes filled with gunpowder to arrows. These fire arrows weren't guided, but they hissed and leapt. Lily drew one in the margin, labeling the thrust as accidental birth of reaction propulsion. 3. The earliest true rockets appeared around 1232 during the Battle of Kaikeng. The Jin dynasty used flying fire lances tubes that ejected flames and shrapnel. Lily pressed her finger to the date. War rushed it forward. It always does. For Marco Polo didn't bring rockets to Europe, despite the myth. But by 1258, Roger Bacon wrote the European recipe for gunpowder in code. Lily decoded it for fun, discovery hides until someone needs it. 5. In 1379, an Italian named Muratori described a device called rocket, a wooden rod with a powder charge. The word stuck. Lily liked that rocket came from rocketta, little spindle, because early rockets spun like thread. 6. Korea's Hwacha of the 1400s could launch 100 rocket arrows at once from a cart. Lily built a model from popsicle sticks. Massed fire was the first stage, she said. Quantity before control. 7. India's kingdom of Mysore refined iron-cased rockets by the 1780s. Tipu Sultan's army used them against the British East India Company. Range, 2 kilometers. Lily noted the material shift. Bamboo to iron. The body matters as much as the fire. 8. The British copied them. William Congreve developed the Congreve rocket by 1805, used at the Battle of Copenhagen and in the War of 1812. The rocket's red glare in the American anthem? Those were Congreves. Lily whispered the line when we passed a flag. 9. Yet Congreve rockets were wildly inaccurate. Lily filled a page with dispersion diagrams. Power without guidance is just noise, she wrote. That sentence became her law. 10. In 1861, William Hale patented the stickless rocket. He gave it angled exhaust holes to make it spin like a bullet. Stability arrived. Lily spun her pencil. Spin is a promise to go straight. 11. Konstantin Tsiolkovsky, a deaf school teacher in Kaluga, never launched a rocket. But in 1903 he published Exploration of Cosmic Space by means of reaction devices. He derived the rocket equation, $delta V equals V_E_ln_frac m_0 m_f $. Lily called it the grammar of leaving. It said you need to throw mass fast to go fast. 12. Tsiolkovsky also proposed liquid propellants, multi-stage rockets, and steering vanes. All on paper. He dreamed in variables, Lily said, tapping the equation. The universe listened later. 13. Across the ocean, Robert H. Goddard was done with dreams. On March 16, 1926, in Auburn, Massachusetts, he launched the first liquid-fueled rocket. It used gasoline and liquid oxygen, flew 41 feet, and lasted 2.5 seconds. Lily visited the field. She said it smelled like frost. 14. The press called Goddard a moon man and mocked him. He moved to Roswell, New Mexico, and kept working in secret. By 1935 his rockets hit 1.5 miles altitude. Lilly admired that most. He chose silence over applause. 15. In Germany, the Verein für Raumschifffahrt, or VFR, brought amateurs together in the 1920s. A young Wernher von Braun joined. They tested at Raketenflugplatz, Berlin. Money ran out, but the army was watching. Lilly frowned at that part. Discovery is never alone for long. 16. The German army funded von Braun's team at Peenemünde. The result was the ADA-4, later called VR-2. On October 3, 1942, it became the first human-made object to reach space, crossing the 100 km Kármán line. Lilly marked the date with a thin line of gold pen. A terrible doorway. 17. The VR-2 used ethanol and liquid oxygen, a 25-ton thrust engine, gyroscopic guidance, and graphite steering vanes in the exhaust. It was a weapon. Over 3,000 struck targets. Lilly refused to sketch it. Some truths you write, not draw. 18. After 1945, Operation Paperclip brought von Braun and 120-plus German engineers to America. The USSR took V-2 hardware and engineers too. Lilly spread 2 maps on the table. The race started with shared blueprints and divided rooms. 19. In 1947, a captured V-2 launched from White Sands carried fruit flies to study cosmic radiation. They survived. Lilly named them in her notebook. The first astronauts didn't choose it. 20. Sergei Korolev, the Soviet chief designer, had been imprisoned in the Gulag. Released, he rebuilt Soviet rocketry. His R-7 ICBM used clustered engines and parallel staging. Lilly wrote only, "Resilience has thrust." 21. On October 4, 1957, Korolev's R-7 launched Sputnik 1, a 58 cm metal sphere with 4 antennas. It beeped for 21 days. Lilly played the beep on her phone. The sound of a new century. 22. A month later, Laika rode Sputnik 2. There was no return plan. Lilly closed her notebook for a minute. "We owe the dogs, the monkeys, the mice," she said. "We go on their courage." 23. America answered with Project Vanguard, which failed on TV in December 1957. Then Explorer 1 succeeded on January 31, 1958, and discovered the Van Allen radiation belts. Lilly charted both. Failure is public. Data is quiet. 24. A NASA was born October 1, 1958. Civilian space began. Lilly liked the word civilian. It means it belongs to us, not just armies. 25. Yuri Gagarin orbited Earth on April 12, 1961, in Vostok 1, 108 minutes, 1 circle. He said, "I see Earth. It is so beautiful." Lilly copied the quote and drew a small blue circle. First sentence from space was poetry. 26. Alan Shepard's Freedom 7 made a 15-minute suborbital hop on May 5, 1961. John Glenn orbited on February 20, 1962. Mercury gave way to Gemini, 2 men, rendezvous, docking, long duration. Lilly tracked every minute. We learned to walk before we ran to the moon. 27. The Soviet N-1 moon rocket was Korolev's last design. It used 30 engines in its first stage. All for test launches 1969 to 1972 failed. Lilly studied the plumbing diagrams. Complexity is a weight too. 28. America's Saturn V, managed by von Braun's team, succeeded. 363 feet tall, 7.6 million pounds of thrust at liftoff, 3 stages, kerosene TEL-OX, then hydrogen TEL-OX. Lilly measured our street in Saturn versus from my house to the park is 1 rocket. 29. July 20, 1969, Apollo 11. The lunar module's descent engine had to throttle deep, new for the time. Lilly wrote the number, 10,125 pounds of thrust, variable. Landing is a conversation with gravity. 30. The space race taught staging. Drop empty tanks to lose mass. Tsiolkovsky's equation demanded it. Lilly stacked teacups to show me. Each cup you leave behind makes the next lighter. 31. Solid rockets matured too. The Space Shuttle's SRBs, 1981 to 2011, were the largest ever flown, 3.3 million pounds thrust each, reusable by parachute. Lilly loved the word reusable. It means you trust your work to come home. 32. But solids can't be shut down. Challenger, 1986, failed at an O-ring in an SRB. Lilly put a black border around that page. Every seal is a promise. 33. The shuttle's main engines burned hydrogen TEL-OX and were reusable for 55 flights each. Throttle from 67% to 109%. Lilly called them the most examined machines in history. 34. In the 1990s, Russia's Rod L-180, kerosene TEL-OX, oxygen-rich staged combustion, became the benchmark for efficiency. US Atlas V bought them. Lilly drew the closed cycle. Don't waste what you burn. 35. Europe's Ariane family, starting 1979, gave independent access to space. Ariane 5 could lift 10 tons to geostationary transfer orbit. Lilly flagged Guiana Space Center's location, near the equator. Earth spins fastest there. Free velocity. 36. China's Long March series began in 1970. By 2003, Shenzhou 5 carried Yang Liwei to orbit. Lilly added a red dot to her timeline. 3 countries, independent human flight. 37. Burt Rutan's Spaceship One, 2004, used a hybrid rocket, solid fuel, liquid oxidizer, to win the X Prize. Private space began. Lilly smiled. Not just nations anymore. 38. SpaceX's Falcon 1, 2008, became the first privately developed liquid rocket to reach orbit. Kerosene TEL-OX, Pintle injector. Lilly underlined Pintle. 1 part instead of hundreds. 39. Falcon 9 version 1.0 flew in 2010. By 2015, it landed its first stage on land. 2016, drone ship landing. Reusability wasn't a shuttle anymore, it was a booster. Lilly watched the landing video 12 times. It keeps its feet. 40. Propulsive landing needed grid fins, cold gas thrusters, and a suicide burn. Lilly did the math on a napkin. You start the engine only when you know you'll stop in time. 41. In 2018, Falcon Heavy launched with 27 engines, 5.1 million pounds of thrust. 2 side boosters landed together. Lilly called it ballet with fire. 42. Rocket Lab's Electron, 2017, used electric pump-fed engines and carbon composite tanks. 3D and printed Rutherford engines. Small rockets for small satellites. Lilly held up a pencil. Not everything needs to be Saturn V. 43. In 2020, SpaceX Crew Dragon returned human orbital launch to US soil. The rocket, Falcon 9. The lesson: crew safety is systems, not speeches, Lily wrote. 44. A NASA Space Launch System, 2022, used Shuttle Heritage RS-25 engines and 8.8 million pounds of thrust. Artemis I flew around the moon. Lily compared it to Saturn V, same family, new chapter. 45. Starship, fully reusable, uses 33 Raptor engines on the booster, methane LOX, full flow staged combustion. Higher efficiency, cleaner fuel. 2023 to 2024 tests push staging, hot fire, and ship catch. Lily drew the flip maneuver. It falls like a skydiver, then trusts the engines. 46. Methane was chosen because it can be made on Mars from CO2 and water. Lily circled Mars. A rocket that plans its own gas station. 47. India's Chandrayaan-3, 2023, landed near the lunar South Pole using a LVM-3 rocket. Cost: less than a blockbuster film. Lily converted rupees to wonder. Budget is not a barrier to orbit. 48. Solid still matter, ICBMs, boosters, and Blue Origin's New Shepard crew capsule uses a solid abort motor. 0 to safe in 2 seconds. Lily noted, sometimes you need instant, not efficient. 49. New fuels are tested, hydrogen for clean exhaust, kerosene for density, hypergolics for instant ignition, and green propellants like LMP-103S to replace toxic hydrazine. Lily listed them like spices. Each recipe for a different sky. 50. Today, over 200 orbital launches happen yearly. Rockets catch themselves, print themselves, and plan to refuel around the moon. I asked Lily what she'd learned after all 50 truths. She closed the notebook. That rockets aren't about leaving Earth, she said. They're about carrying our questions farther. She tucked the notebook into her bag. No age, no last name, just a person who loved discoveries. The wind still stung, but the sky looked thinner somehow, like a door we'd been opening for 1,000 years, one fire at a time.